Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the next episode of Waifu Wars. I am the fastest, most resilient, tiny little bird that everyone is killing themselves over. Doo.
And I am resolved to eat any of my monsters who opposes me. So, Bernie.
Welcome back to the next episode of the Waifu Wars podcast, where we talk about all things anime, the good, the bad, and the weeb, but not your waifu because she is trash. Oh my god, I feel like it's the first time I got through it just seamlessly. How are you doing, Ani?
It has been a while. I've been good. How are you doing, Drew?
Um, yeah. Alright. I'm doing okay. It is very usually I feel like these last couple of weeks I feel like something was always wrong between one of us, but
yeah.
Things
are going back on track.
Thank God. As me and Oni were talking about how we're both getting into Pal World. Very interesting game. Wait, Oni, are you a Moonman like play on the same silver server?
No,
okay.
We're playing solo, but we seem to run into the same issues constantly.
Of what?
Of like running into mons higher than us and struggling against gym battles.
Yep. At least Team Rocket's easy to fight.
Yeah, my pals take care of them pretty easily.
Yep. I like to get in the mix.
Oh yeah, me too. I whip out the crossbow and start blasting.
Yeah, I like to get a little more intimate and just smack them with the bat. Intimate beatdown, if you will.
I use that for beating down mons. I get intimate with the mons.
Oh,
like running up.
Not you want to beat up the mons, but you don't want to beat up, but you don't want to beat up the humans. Oh no!
It feels more humane to hit the mons with a bat than it does to shoot them with a crossbow somehow.
Oh no! I use bows on them all the time. It's just so easy.
I use it on them if they're like way stronger than me and I don't want to confront them. But if it's just like a level 3 penguin thing, I'm just gonna whack it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad. Like as I was telling Oni, I thought this game, the way they were showing it, it looked very like outrageous. Like I thought within 5 minutes, I can just like start nuking entire species of the pals. just start like a genocide.
Yeah, it's not quite that crazy.
Yep, not quite. It's gonna be you and that stone axe for a minute. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna get started because baby, I took an edible and we're on the clock. So without any further ado, we're gonna start as always with our new segment this week in anime. I'll let you go first because mine is a bit of a doozy.
Okay, well I'll start with the fun one. Blue Archive is finally getting its premiere April debut. It was announced during a promo video during one of their our Blue Archive streams, which had like a lot of views. Holy shit, it has like 1 million views on YouTube. Which is crazy, because I don't even think FGO gets that many views for their live streams. But it was crazy. So a lot of people are hyped for it. The anime will adapt the Countermeasures Committee arc. The anime will have a presence at Anime Japan 2024 in March, and it will premiere in April. I believe the Countermeasures Committee is the first arc, which makes sense. I wish it would adapt more than just the first arc, but the first arc is like the funniest arc, so I'm not complaining. I, for one, am looking forward to watching this anime. It looks like it's going to be really well budgeted. They better budget it well. They have a lot of money. So I'm excited to see some Blue Archive.
Okay, yes. You've been talking about it ad nauseum, and it's looking like it's almost a guarantee that's going to be covered on the podcast, which, I'm not against.
Yerp.
So there is that. Okay, thank you. All right. So first of all, shout out to, I'm almost positive Savior sent this to me. According to AnimeHunch.com, new report urges Japanese government's intervention to solve anime industry issues. Now, the funny thing, side note about this article before I get started, I'm pretty sure I was tagged in this like the very early January or maybe even December. I can't remember which date. But it's interesting that I look at it now and it said it's the date was like January 17th, 2024. So maybe that means there was like an edit of some sort. Maybe. Because I'm just like, I was like, I didn't. Because I had this tab open for like a minute. Like, I just never got around to reading it. But now they're just like, oh, yeah, no, this came out, like, it's dated the 17th. I'm just assuming they made some corrections or whatnot. But it's still relevant all the same. So let's get into it. The Japanese Research Institute. They basically put together a think tank. And, excuse me, they put out a report which focused on the anime industry in Japan. And basically, it's the table. Oh, is this table of contents for the web? Okay, so the article splits it up. Basically, they sum it up into like two different parts. So, like the article will be following that. But even before that, did you know, Oni, that in the report they found that the overseas anime industry market grew sixfold in the last 10 years?
I believe it.
Compared to the domestic market, which only grew around 1.3 times.
I believe it because anime. It seems like anime has actually been more focused on like foreign audiences. More like there's only so much you can grow within Japan. So I've noticed a lot more that anime companies have been reaching out to like collabs with Netflix.
Yeah,
we're getting a lot more different types of anime that involve different countries.
And people like anime worldwide, and I think the sport of anime is honestly at this point more than the actual population in Japan because, well, for one, Japanese population it's not super big to begin with. Here in Japan, not everyone, everyone Japanese population is an anime watcher. So that makes sense that eventually the market, the overseas market would just overtake the domestic one.
Right. Yeah.
JRI suggested that efforts be taken in nurturing the anime industry so it can meet the overseas demand. The report further noted that there's a supply constraint in the equation currently, meaning in order to meet the growing overseas demands, the production capacity should also be increased. Now, I guess they mean that in like the whole translation of it all, maybe like dubbing over because they can't mean like we need to produce more anime because low key that's like the last thing we need is more it's just more anime.
Well, you don't want more anime, Drew? Come on, infinitely more anime.
No, I at this point I need quality over quantity, and that's definitely a problem for me that we've addressed multiple times, even on this podcast, especially on this podcast. So yeah, and of course, the way production capacity can be increased is obviously by improving the quality and quantity of the human resources currently in the industry, which they pointed out in their findings as well. So here's the first big point: animators and low wages. According to the report, the turnover rates of new animators in the anime industry was quite high, with 25% leaving within 4 years. And then there was a 68% of young staff who exited the industry over the past 8 years. That's insane.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That is insane. Of course, one of the factors is they're just not making enough money. Like lots of hours and no pay, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
An animator in the anime industry between the age of 20 and 24 earned 1.23 million yen less on average than other people from other industries. And for people who are 25 between 29 earned 1.04 million yen less. That's a lot. That's a significant difference.
Yeah, it's an issue with Japan
Mm-hmm.
in terms of undervaluing animators, unfortunately, which really sucks.
Yep.
And we've seen this like even with like recently with Mappa, how they treat their animators. So it's not just like they get paid less; they're also asked to work more.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it just sucks all around.
So of course the JRI in the report, they strongly suggested to raise the basic wages of animators working in the industry. Even is going so far to call for the creation of labor specific unions. Taking inspiration from the United States working model. They also suggested that as well. I mean, as long as they don't go as maybe not so much what was the one that was just on strike? the SAG one, SAG AFTRA.
Yeah, the Actors Guild.
Yeah, the Actors Guild. Yeah. I was like, well, no, actually, because they want. Well, did they win? I feel like it's not a complete win. They didn't super win.
They got some.
They got some. Yeah, the fight's not over for sure.
It's not over by a long shot.
No. So yeah, it was also suggested that production companies provide opportunities for on-job training to newbie animators at a reasonable cost. The report noted that there was very little incentive to improve on-the-job training facilities, which was called by industry veterans, including Nishi Terumi and Masao Maruyama. So yeah. Now we move on to production hours in anime studios. This is the second big point. Yeah, these hours are insane. Apparently, would you believe me if I told you that that according to the JRI, the situation of the working hours improved?
Jesus,
it was actually worse. Like. In 2017, approximately 30% of animators worked 260 hours or more in a month. so people don't realize how bad that is. Your 9 to 5 job, that's 8 hours. So 5 days a week, that's 40. 40 times 4 weeks, that's 160. That's how much the average person works. 100 more hours they work. That's like, baby, you don't have weekends. I was like, I don't like. Even if you worked on Saturdays, 6 days a week, that's still not. That wouldn't even equal that many hours. So, like, I don't know. That's insane. But that number reduced to 10% in 2022. And this was mainly due to labor reform laws which were enforced. However, the report claims that the reduction in work hours has put more pressure on production studios and their profits, since increasing anime production was imperative for leveraging the increasing overseas demands. It was necessary to find a solution for the problems faced by the anime production companies. And this is the one that was like, ooh. This is one that gagged me. In order to improve the situation, and I think we also talked this as a possible solution. We just didn't specify like they did. The report suggested that Japanese government should intervene and that anime production studios be given a 30% share of the IPs they are working on, regardless of whether they are part of the production committees or not. That is huge.
Yeah, that's pretty big.
That's the big one. That was the big one in this article, because basically, excuse me. Hold on. The main production studio doesn't really end up, like, they usually rarely end up breaking even, and you know, they subcontract other studios to help them animate stuff, and those studios, apparently, you know, they could potentially end up in the red.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if they're like one of the smaller ones. So that's crazy. The studios currently only earn 6% of overall overseas sales in the work they're involved in, and 16% of the domestic sales. That's insane. Like, they're doing the work. What? Oh my gosh. So obviously an increase of the IPs would help the production studios to sustain themselves and to pay their workers.
Mm.
And yeah. So that could be, in my mind, that was like the big thing that they mentioned. I was like, oh. Yeah, so considering that such a move might see opposition from the distribution companies involved, and no shit, the government intervention was probably urged. On top of that, such a measure was only suggested as a temporary solution for a period of 10 years. So yeah, that was a point. It's very. So ooh, if I was them production committees, ooh, I'd be sweating just a little bit. I don't know. Well, we don't.
Yep.
Well, maybe we'll see if there's any actual legislation that will come from this or addressing the anime industry. It'd be cool if that happened. I'm not really. I feel like the government is the government everywhere, so they'll be like, "Oh yeah, we'll do something about it," and then the production committee is like, "We'll give you money to not do that," and they're like, "Well, can't do it."
Yeah, well, hopefully things work out for
Yes, I hope
animators.
that I am wrong, and they really get, they're just desserts, because 6% of overseas is criminal. Not when it's almost the main market at this point. That's insane.
Yeah.
So yeah, best of luck to the anime companies or the anime studios and their workers. Okay, now that we're done with the news, it's time for our weekly reviews, and we are going to start off with Solo Leveling episode 3.
And now we're going full video game mode.
Oh yeah, they said
this is straight up a game.
Yeah, they said RPPPG. Yep. He woke up with I love how he kept asking people, "Hey, can you see this box?" And I'm just like, "No, dumbass." I think people would say something if
they would immediately notice and be like, "Wait, why is there a floating box?
A floating blue screen. What is going on?" Oh my gosh. It was funny when he didn't do his exercises and just got thrown into that. By the way, I don't believe he just ran for 4 hours.
Oh yeah, no, that's bullshit. He was, first off, he's injured, and he just somehow managed to run.
Right. You
can't run for 4 hours.
You should have showed a scene where he was hiding from them from time to time.
That was the one thing that like took me out of the immersion, because it's just like, oh, you don't need any power ups if you're able to run for 4 hours for your life. That's just like you're already an Olympic athlete.
Right, exactly. Like you would have survived what happened to you.
Yeah.
If you could run for 4 hours. But yeah, and then I think the episode just kind of just lays the foundation for how his shit's gonna work. Essentially, doing the dailies, you get rewarded with skill points, and even they have loot boxes. Yay!
It's very simplistic, but I actually kind of like it. You know, like I appreciate the simplicity of it. It's not trying to like be over the top and like complicated. It's not Ishura. It's like the anti-Ishura. It's like, listen, this is like a gacha game. He gets dailies. He has to do the dailies. He gets stronger from doing the dailies. All right, good, understand. All right, back to the action.
Yeah. And then he goes into this into this instant dungeon or instance dungeon where it's just him. And yeah, let's just say, excuse me, he's gonna regret not putting his stats into agility. And let me just say, I know he's like clearly not a huge game person, because he like consults his sister and be like, oh my god, no, video games and blah 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 blah. You know this shit, right? That being said, I would be smart enough to put my stats into agility, to just not put you're just
the golden rule.
You're just, I was just like that. He's just a little dumb.
You don't just max one stat. You have to like you have a main stat, and then you have 1 or 2 substats.
Like I'm starting to realize that like your ranking as a hunter is also has to do with your intelligence, because it's not looking not looking very
funny
high.
Enough, you're not leveling.
Which is crazy, because he found out. It's like, how can you be smart enough to find out how that hidden dungeon worked, but you weren't smart enough to distribute your skill points? I don't get it. I feel like your intelligence should translate. Wouldn't that be crazy though, if he just put skill points into his intelligence and he just instantly just became smarter? That'd be kind of
imagine.
That'd be kind of cool.
I feel like at a certain point he's gonna have to stop putting everything into
strength.
Yeah,
like, he'll learn. He'll learn eventually. Maybe after this dungeon, I think he'll get the message.
He'll realize.
Yeah. Otherwise, good episode.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
All right, up next we have Dungeon Meshi, episode 3.
This was my favorite episode of Dungeon Meshi so far. Because I like the way they integrated like the adventure with the cooking portion, which is what I like about the show. It's not just cooking and eating. It's like it's integrated. It's mixed well with the main plot and the adventuring.
That is true. We get to see Laos and his first death.
Oh yeah, so we confirm that you can come back from death.
Yeah, but you didn't know that.
It was never confirmed.
Well, I mean, I thought they kind of implied. They said no. They kept saying it. They kept saying how like, oh my god, so and so died. Like the whole point of
but they were like, we can resurrect you, like if there was a healer there.
Yeah, but resurrection is possible.
The way that this happened, it's implied like he died and then it was just like respawned somewhere.
I don't think they went into the specifics of how the
there to like heal him or anything.
They could have came back and healed the body. You don't know. They don't really specifically say how the resurrection happens. I just know it's a thing. And one of the reasons why they're trying to get to his sister, because they're like, shit, girl, we have to have the body to resurrect her.
It does open an interesting concept, though. I doubt the show will do it, but if they like kill off the characters randomly, that'd be fucking hilarious.
That would
like
be
if
funny.
we're watching and like Marcial just gets like steps into like a fucking monster's mouth or something, gets killed and gets revived. That'd be funny. They need to play around with the death thing more.
Yeah, that would be funny. Um, I love how every time they have a conversation, Senshi is just off to the side doing something. This episode, while they were talking about what to do with the living armors, he was just cleaning his pot, just giving it a good old shine. Let's go on, Senshi. You're so one dimensional, but in a fun way. Yeah, that plot twist was very interesting. It was a very interesting plot twist. The mollusks being inside the armor.
I like that
and
it gives a lot of world building.
Yeah, and they did really fun things with that concept. Even when they made that joke about like, oh my god, when they were holding hands, were they mating? Like that. That was a really funny joke.
Plus, he has a sword that has a mollusk on it.
Yeah, and he was like, "I'm gonna keep you," and I was like, "Huh? Do you feel bad because you ate his brothers and sisters and maybe children?"
I don't feel like that's the reason. I feel like he just wants his emergency snack for later.
You know what? That makes sense, but that would also be kind of tragic. Like, you can imagine like 5 episodes, and it's like, "Oh, we bonded," and then it's like, "Well, gotta eat."
Yeah, somebody's got to eat this.
Don't
want it to go to waste.
Also, why the hell would you eat the mollusk out of armor without cleaning it? Are you fucking insane?
Yeah,
that is so disgusting. That was disgusting. Why are we eating it on? No, I'm not eating it off the armor unless the armor's been cleaned. But yeah, no, it was a good episode. I enjoyed it.
Same.
All right, up next we have Mahou Shoujo ni Akagarete, episode 3.
Which is my episode of the week.
Big shocker.
I'm sorry, but Kiwi?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's why I'm being, that's exactly why I'm being sarcastic. I was like, the moment I saw her, I'm just like, oh yeah.
She's the perfect match for Utena.
I agree. They're very well together. I love how I don't know why. So when are we gonna add the Yuri tag to this?
It is definitely Yuri. I'm surprised it doesn't say Yuri on it.
Right. And it's probably the only reason, like, I think that's like the only reason why I'm like, okay, fine, we can watch this, because it's like girls being with girls. I'm like, fine. Yes, and yet
a hardcore Yuri show.
And yes. If the main character of this was a man, I'd veto that. Episode 2, I've been over it. I'm like, nope. Actually, no.
Well, yeah, because then it would just be a man like literally assaulting all these women. Like,
that's not even why. It's just like, I don't want to see straight people. I don't want to see straight borderline hentai. If I'm forced to watch basically softcore porn, yeah.
Listen, Utena is what sells the show, right? For me as well. So I'm not gonna argue that. If it was just some random dude, I wouldn't care. Like, I only care because it's Utena, and Utena's great and like hilarious to watch.
Yeah, Leoparde / Kiwi. She's a very good addition, and I love that she's so like, oh, remember last night how we had like a conversation of like, lowly adjacent. Yeah, I would go so far to say this whole anime is just lowly bait. She is not acting like a lowly. I'm guarantee you she's
Kiwi is not a lowly.
Yeah, she is. She looks like she
has gigantic tits.
And without those,
she's like Nero. She's basically Nero. She also has fat thighs and a big ass.
But she's giving 10 years old. She's giving 10 years old with a big chest.
Oh my god, you're doing the thing where like everyone who's short, you're gonna call them a lowly.
Like,
I'd say Sulfur is more lowly than she is.
I'm like the whole cast, honestly.
Oh my god.
Maybe
your lolicon card is revoked. You can't tell what lolis are.
I've never been a loli. I never want that. I've never had that card.
Good, because it's revoked.
You can't revoke something I never had. I think everyone except for Sayo is a loli.
I would disagree. Sayo's definitely not loli.
Right.
Sulfur, I would say Sulfur is borderline loli.
Okay.
Utena, I wouldn't call Utena loli. She's just flat. And
Utena is not flat.
She's more petite.
Okay, she's not a size D, but she's not.
Kiwi's just short. She's thick and has big boobs.
Yeah, but they draw her so young. I'm not even like talking about her breasts. I'm looking at her face. She has a face of a 10-year-old.
Yeah, you're doing the face thing again.
I'm sorry. I can't help it if they're drawn like if you put a face of an 8-year-old on breast of a
she has a baby
18.
face. I'll give you that.
Exactly, and that's why she's loli.
You have the weirdest criteria for what is a loli.
Or loli adjacent. Like this is, I still stand by the fact this whole show is definitely loli bait.
If you want to call it loli bait, that's fine with me.
I know it's fine with you. I know it's fine with you.
I'm liking all the girls anyway, so maybe you have a point because I like lolis and I like
because they all just like all like cute little things. Like they just all look like cute little things to me. Like they're like, oh, you're all so young looking. They all look like you're 13, except for your
magical girls.
Exactly, like they all are. I feel like they're all in middle school.
They are. I think they're 14 or 15 or something.
Girls, that okay.
First off, before I forget, can we just point to the music, because the music went off this episode. Did you hear it during the Kiwi fight? The Kiwi Utena fight in the beginning? Shit was like playing the fucking American battle anthem or something.
Oh, now that you mention it, I didn't really peep the music too much. I was too like, why the fuck is this girl like just picking a fight out of nowhere?
Crazy.
I mean, she's
just not as crazy as
Utena. I was so gagged that she just slipped her a grenade, like friendship grenade. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, no, she is a very, very interesting creator. I love, and everyone has that realization that Utena is just like a sadist. Like when she like has her locked up and she's like, "Holy shit, you're crazy!" Like,
I'm glad that Utena finally realized now that she's actually grown into it and is like, listen, I just enjoy torturing people, all right?
Right. She's
this
like,
is my thing now.
You're so cute. I want to bully you. And I'm like, and honestly, Choto relatable, but just a little bit relatable to me. But yeah, but then I guess because she was so into Kiwi's just like an insecure attention whore.
Oh yeah,
no shade. And I'm not saying that to be mean to her, but like that's literally what, like, before she a magical girl or magical villain girl, whatever, she literally was about to take like post kitty porn on
yeah, she was gonna post nudes on Twitter
just so people would pay attention to her and not the magical girls. And I'm like, that's insane. That's insane. And then whatchamacallit, Evil Cube was like, hey, you hate the girls? Yeah. Become a magical girl and fuck them up. Okay. Like,
easiest recruitment of my life.
So yeah, and then I guess she got that attention from Utena, and who knows, maybe maybe the electroshock therapy sedated her brain.
Maybe it changed molecular chemistry in her.
I mean, that's kind of why they do it.
Would you ever do electric play?
Electro play? Not on me. I would do it to someone else.
Do it on someone else?
Absolutely. Actually, that sounds fun.
I would not do either. Well, one, because I would never want to be hurt. But two, I don't know. I feel like if I
Pussy.
fucked up and hurt, if I fucked up and hurt
Pussy.
someone. Oh yeah, no, I'm the biggest bitch when it comes to pain. I do not want to be. I do not ever want to feel uncomfortable at any point in my life ever. I'm like the biggest anti BDSM person.
Right. Meanwhile, I'm like chains and whips excite me, and not really.
I did love.
I'm pretty
I did
vanilla in
love
the
the little
bedroom.
scene. Yeah, exactly. I did love the little scene because the little things that Utena does are like really interesting. Like when she was holding Kiwi and then she was leaving, and she like did the little thing with her lip, like just like rubbed her finger across her lip.
Mm-hmm.
Like, damn, that's so domineering.
It
In such a little way.
It is. I'm just like, yes. I like this. I like this BDSM journey she's on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where they end up fight. First of all, the way Sulfur is steadily becoming like my top 3 favorites. She
just wants to fuck people.
They were about to run away, and she's like, "Oh God, well, it's fine. I like when you bitches just run. Some fucking cowards. Yeah, I'm fine with that." and of course, Kiwi is so, she's so predictable.
Naive, gullible, yeah.
She's so predictable, and she's just like, "Nope, I'm gonna kill you."
Mm-hmm. Sulfur is like the epitome of like I woke up and chose violence
Mm-hmm.
every day of my life.
And it's so crazy how she like is literally not like she's suppressing her power in like physical fights. Even in that whole thing, she just put up a shield and blocked all of Homegirl's like attacks.
Bullets, yeah.
And then she made that stupid, and then of course she made that sex joke. Next time, think about it before you just blow your load everywhere.
Yeah, she's a bit crazy. They're all a bit crazy except Magenta. Magenta's just stupid.
Bless her soul. Bless her soul.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. I'll save my intros for
Sayo isn't crazy. Sayo's just.
Well, she's not crazy. She's just kind of conflicted and just like
she's
obviously a masochist.
Right. Exactly. She is into, or she's just a sub. Like.
I like how little effort Nintendo had to put into capturing.
Right, she just hit the plant, right, and the plant just immediately tied her up, and she's like, "Oh no!" Like,
I'm tied up and blindfolded.
I will say the titty slaps that made me laugh because I'm just like, I know that's a thing because obviously I have to draw inspiration from somewhere. I just find that shit funny.
It is funny, but also I would imagine it would hurt a lot.
I wouldn't know. I don't got.
I mean, what if somebody slapped your dick? Would that...
The dicks are not that. Girl, do you know how biology works?
I'm trying to make a.
That's not a equivalent. So that's not a good one.
I don't know. I feel like it is.
It's okay. You can feel however you want. I know it's not. There's different body parts with different nerve endings and different pain receptors.
All right. Well, that's the comparison I'm making in my head, so therefore it hurts.
Okay. Well, yeah. I don't know if anyone who's into the BDSM and has titties.
Also, that nipple rubbing scene was way too well animated for what it was. They really put the budget into the lewd scenes in the show.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. Got to a point where I feel like there's gonna be some points I'm just gonna skip the lewd scenes because I'm just like, oh, this is too much. This is too much porn for me. Today, that overshot of Kiwi in the beginning, I was like, oh, this is a lot.
What, you mean when she was sitting on top of Utena?
No, when she was being shocked.
Oh, that one.
Yeah. That was a lot. Stuff like that I might have to skip.
So there's like two types of lewd scenes. There's like the comedic lewd scene,
which that's what I'm fine with. And then there was that.
Then there's like the horny lewd scene.
Yeah, which is like, oh, this is for people who are turned on by this stuff. Like, this is not for me. Okay, so I'm just gonna skip right past that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm once again, and I won't say it again, since I'm essentially like, all right, fine, we can commit to this shit. Yeah, if they would just like not completely, obviously not completely reverse the ecchi, but like just a little bit more comedy, like
Bounce.
that's what I did, more comedy, or even keeping the ecchi, just put more comedy, like that whole, like that scene where they Kiwi and Utena go on a date. That scene wasn't funny. Like they're just like she's just being yandere and
they just
being
going on a date.
and get right. But girl, it's a comedy. Make it funny.
I mean, it was funny at the end when she tried to drag her to a love hotel.
Yeah, at the end of the episode, yes, that was funny. It had a few laughing moments. Like the whole thing, the whole fight with Sulfur and the magical girls in general. That part was definitely more funny. Like stuff like that.
I didn't mind it as much because I generally like Kiwi and Utena's relationship, and I think they're good together. So it's like it wasn't funny, but they're cute together. Solid.
Girl, I don't want a romance out of this. Pick
you literally say you want Yuri all the time.
Yeah, if it's a Yuri thing, I don't think this is like a Yuri thing. I think this is just like I want her to fuck me again, like because I need validation. I think that's what it's boiling down to.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right, up next we have Cherry Magic episode 2. So, oh my god, not the Wambulance.
Wambulance is coming for you.
Right, for my hot takes about this episode. First of all, I want to point out, and I want to get rid of this this stereotype. Cause I didn't like that Adachi was upset that Tsuge gave him love advice, and then he found out that Tsuge was also a virgin. I'm like, virgins can have romantic, like they can have romantic relations too, you know, like
especially if he's a romance author,
right?
Some research and stuff.
Right, like just because you don't like, sex is not equal the whole relationship.
Yeah, he wasn't giving you sex advice.
Exactly.
Relationship advice. Exactly,
because virgins can have relationships. Like that put a weird taste in my mouth. I mean, I guess it's Japan, but but yeah, that was. I was like, okay. What's his face? Kurosawa. They're a little bit awkward at first. This is the only. First of all, what kind of stupid ass deal were they doing? And who was this businessman? Who was he?
Who was being an asshole just because he didn't get cake?
Breaking a deal over.
Like, just ask for cake. Just be like,
yeah, right. Like, give me that cake. Like, what? The deal is off over not having cake. You're willing to put your business in business with us because we have good cake?
Millions of dollars.
Bitch, let me learn how to bake. Let me learn how to bake. I'll show up to freaking Ford Incorporated with a fresh batch of chocolate chip cookies. Go to CEO. Give me a job, please. That was interesting. Also, I love how in some scenes you can see where the budget went and where the budget did not go. They spent a lot of budget on their faces. All the scenes where it was supposed to be like romantic, or you just see their faces and they're like deep in thought. Like you could just see everything. However, this one scene where Kurosawa is walking to like thank Adachi for helping him, that was so sloppy. like Oni, the steps did not sync up with the movement. The movement itself looked very awkward. The face, as you saw it zooming in as he approached Adachi, which is very like, it was giving meh. I was a little taken by surprise. I was like, why does he look weird? So that was very, I didn't expect that, but because the whole scene when they're on the balcony, beautiful. I've never seen, well, I went, okay, beautiful is exaggeration, but very nice. Like, it's like the cleanest dropping of water I ever saw in an episode. Also, I don't know why he had to, I mean, I know why, because it's anime, but why did he drop the water bottle? why you drop it and spill? All he said was like, I didn't mind, it's fine, I didn't mind it. Drops water. What'd you say?
Yeah, I'm creating a fucking mess for no reason.
I was like, what? I was like, sir, I paid for that water.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Why would you waste my water like that? Oh my god, no. Get tap water now.
Yeah. You don't deserve this water.
Oh, also, shout out to Kurosawa for pointing out the obvious, like, inappropriateness of King's Game amongst coworkers.
Yeah, literally sexual harassment.
It's literally sexual harassment. Like, baby, what? No, I want you guys to kiss. What?
Yeah. Oh, kiss, kiss, kiss. Literally chanting kiss, kiss, kiss. I'm like,
right. I was like, what the hell? I was like, this could not happen in real life.
Yeah, you'll all be fired.
Right. Everyone's getting reprimanded.
Everyone's getting sent to HR.
Period.
Well, I don't know. Did you hear the story about that one? I forget if it was like a Taco Bell or Burger King or one of those like chain restaurants. They had a holiday party and it turned into an orgy. And the woman sued, one of the coworkers sued the chain because clearly she did not expect the holiday party to be an orgy.
Okay, but was she a part of it?
She brought like dessert or something, like brownies or whatever, and somebody came on them. That's... Oh, I gotta find that story.
Oh my god! Why, first of all, why do you know that specific?
I heard it and like I was watching a YouTube video and they were talking.
Who came on that day? They said these brownies need a little extra glazing for the holiday cheer.
But I like the idea of her walking into an orgy with like brownies and stuff and being like, man, this is so unprofessional. But then staying around long enough to wait for somebody to come on her brownies and then being like, that's it, I'm out of here. I've had enough. This is not what I signed up for.
Like, I mean, if she didn't participate in it, then yeah, you know, girl, get your coins. Get your coins, because nothing's more awkward than, you know, just being like, oh, y'all about to, okay, well, I'm just gonna go. I'm just going to leave. She probably just went to, poor thing, she probably just went to a bathroom. She was like, oh my gosh, you know, all this drinking's messed up my page balance. Time to, I don't know, change out my sanitary napkin. You know, put my maxi pad in there. Okay, I'm feeling better. Just went to the bathroom and there's everyone is just everywhere all at once. The triple X-rated version.
Get it on. Yep. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it didn't start as an orgy. I'm pretty sure it just developed.
I would hope not. I would hope it didn't just go. It wasn't just orgy. Oh my god, that is insane. Oh my god, what I would give to be a fly on that wall. Not even just for the orgy, just for like the eventual or orgying of it all. But anyways, if she didn't have sex with them, I hope she gets oodles of money because
she's
yeah. Now they came on her. I'm not gonna lie. As a big of a freak as I am, if someone comes on my food, I'm pissed. How do you come on my food?
Oh yeah, no, I'd be really pissed.
I'd be so angry. I'm like, you know how long I worked up.
I'd be pissed if someone came on my brownies.
You know how long I worked on these?
Especially if I was gonna eat them when I got home or some shit. Like,
I wanted to take these home because I knew none of y'all was gonna eat these. Only like 2 or 3 of y'all. I hope she got like just brownies like out the mix. Like just mix. I hope this wasn't like some super special secret ish.
I don't think she would have put that much effort.
Right. It's just the right. She probably got it from the box. I still feel bad because like that's still time you took out of your like life just to get some cum brownies. That's crazy. Right. So cherry magic.
Yeah. So that was cherry magic.
I will say I like that Kurosawa. Even before Kurosawa, I like that the MC got a little bit of shine. You know, it's always the other guy who's like, I'm stepping in to save you. I'm doing the thing. But in this case, it was the main character who was like, no, I'm actually gonna save Kurosawa. And that usually doesn't happen in Yaoi Shonen Ai. It's usually the guy that he's like has a crush on,
right?
Who saves the day. So yeah. They kind of make him make the MC usually the damsel in distress. So it was a good mix up in that regards. But also Kurosawa, I was gonna say, I like Kurosawa as a love interest. He's like a very balanced character. I know it sounds like I'm talking about like a fighting game, but in the sense that he's very like, you know, he has enough self-awareness. Like he's not just one note like I don't know, some yaoi where it's just like, no, I'm like they're all like, I don't feel anything, or like I'm just completely like cold 1 second, but the other second I'm trying to do sexual harassment. No, he's very in the middle. Like if he senses that Adachi isn't into it, he'll back up. But of course, if he gets a crumb like he did this episode, just get a sliver. You know, he was like, "Hey, you should come over and stay at my house, because I'm gonna make you, I'm gonna make you into a believer."
He jumps into the opportunity he gets, which I appreciate.
Exactly. So he's not completely just like, I'm just such a good guy. Like, you know, he's relatable. He's human. So I like that. I like his design as a love interest. I usually don't like the love interest that much more than the main character, but no, he's cool as well. Yeah, and that's, unless you have anything to add, Oni. Nope, that's okay. That's it from Cherry Magic, and up next we have Ishura, episode 3.
Yes, another very lore dense episode.
Yeah, where it's just like you said, it's introducing the characters. At least it's in the same setting. We didn't move to a totally new, different location.
Yeah. It was the same city the whole time.
So yeah, so you know, they bring up Tadin, who's I didn't know Tadin was a woman until this episode. Am I the only one? Okay, cool. I feel like they did it on purpose. They didn't show too much.
Sounds like a male name.
Exactly. They definitely did a gotcha moment with that.
Shame on us for assuming gender.
Yeah. Yeah. Shame on us. Sumimasen. So yeah, and Terran's in charge of Lithia, like they said last episode. Apparently everyone's just calling himself a demon lord now that the real demon lord's dead.
Demon lord.
Because Terran calls herself a demon lord. And apparently she got an artifact called the Cold Sun.
Fucking cool.
Huh?
Such a cool name.
Yeah, that is a cool name, and it's literally a nuke, and it was also at that town. That I forget the name of. I forgot what they referred it to. But
what, her town? Her city?
Excuse me?
Which city? Her city?
The original main character. The girl from the first episode.
Fuck. I forgot the name of that.
Yeah, but that is where that weapon
it
was.
All comes back, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, yay, it's relevant.
Mm-hmm.
Where we were tying the stories together. So she sent this bandit named Dakai to steal the Cold Sun and then she said she's like, "Oh yeah, you killed that giant ass golem, right?" And he's like, "No." And she's like, "Oh, I could have sworn you did it." And I'm looking at the golem, and I'm looking back at him. Maybe I just don't know I still don't know the capacity of his abilities.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if he's gonna kill that golem.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. He seems more I kill humans, not giant mecha golems.
Like, very much like I'm good at killing things with flesh attached to it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And we know this because she's like, "Hey, you go take care of the potential spies in our village." And he's like, "Gotcha." And then he runs into the what's their name? Why did I not write down the name of like the main empire? It starts with an A. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's like Frieren or something, or Friera.
Yeah, something like that.
A-Town.
Come on, A-Town. I like A-Town.
A-Town, let's go.
Yes. So we find the spies from A-Town, and the guy just kind of murders them all.
Yeah, in a very spectacular way.
Yeah, very flashy, very
also,
pretty.
He seems to have like thermal vision, which is dope.
Yeah. Super thermal, and godlike reflexes, and
he's got his splinter cell going on.
Yeah, basically that when they aimed at him and he like just took out the knife real quick to deflect the bullet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was pretty cute. And that one time that the last dude he just kills, or he just like does a thing, he just does like that anime slice, and the dude just gets cut up into pieces. I was like, all right, okay. And then we learn about the worm. These fucking worms, they kill me. It's like on one hand, I think, especially the main worm in this episode, Regra.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's pretty cool in the concept that, in the sense that he's like, and this is one thing I do like about the show in general. It's just a bunch of different things that you normally don't interact with each other, like weren't like mini dragons and humans coexisting. That's not normally a thing, you know. The wyverns are usually, or the worms, excuse me, are usually, you know, more animalistic. They're more of a eat them first. They eat them and set them on fire.
Yeah.
So it's really cool that they personified one of these worms, gave him a whole story that's tied to Kurte, which is Terran's blind daughter. And they had that relationship because he's like, you don't know what I look like, so you're just friends with me because you like me, kind of thing.
Yeah, love is blind.
Mm-hmm. That.
Although I hope they don't fall in love. That'd be really weird.
Yeah. No, I don't want that. And unless he can turn into a human, then because then that's like Beauty and the Beast. But Beauty and the Worm.
So I don't know if you noticed, because I had to watch the episode twice, so I noticed that on the second time around. She writes in Braille, And the note that the bandits had, that the assassin dude stole, was written in braille.
Oh my god. I didn't know that.
I don't
No.
know if that's just a coincidence, but
Oh, that would be such an upset.
that'd be wild.
That would be an upset if the daughter was a spy all along.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, I
Because they
would
were like,
die.
someone's leaking information. I don't know.
Oh my god. If they find another leak, then
Mm-hmm.
I'm on your side with this one.
Yeah.
Uh yeah, that's really cool. So yeah, on one hand, that's one thing I like about the worms and stuff. The other hand,
Mm-hmm.
the CGI girl. Come on, like maybe not so much the main one, but his lackeys, yo, they look derpy as fuck.
Oh, I feel like that's intentional. They're supposed to look stupid.
Oh my god, why? Can
They
it just...
look like some 1990s Disney fucking, like, the hyenas.
Yes,
Like,
they're like oh yuck, like oh my gosh,
oh, okay. Tell what to do next, Scar.
oh my gosh, I hate it,
Mm.
hate it so much. Just make them all look like people. Oh yes, and that also explains why, he's so intent on protecting this place and keeping the worms in check, because him and Kurte, they bonded through surviving a Demon King attack.
Right.
Or apparently just gazing upon his essence will like drive you insane.
Mm-hmm.
and make you blind. That's crazy. That I love how they hype him up. Like he's so like his power is so terrifying that she literally went blind. That's insane.
Like, I can't even lay eyes on you. You're so terrifying.
Right, like just perceiving you,
there goes my eyes.
and something about your ability. I guess I was like some kind of like innate magical ability that's just so overpowering. It just takes her sight. Like that's insane.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was really cool. But yeah, pretty decent episode. No real complaints.
Yeah, I'm enjoying
Yeah, looking forward to the next introduction of the other 500 characters, other 500 main characters.
Same.
All right, up next we have Sousou no Frieren episode 19. I guess I'll make this my episode of the week.
Yeah, understandable. This was like the shit's going down episode.
Mm-hmm. It sure is. This is we gotta we gotta steal each other's ninja scrolls and the tuning exams.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. But yeah, I lost my place. Where are my notes? There we go. So yeah, I love how they describe this the steel or the stile as the most resilient little bird in existence.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Oh yeah, it's about as tough as a dragon. Like, and it flies super fast."
I don't know about all that. Tough as a dragon.
That was a quote.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I didn't make that up.
Too much.
I did not make that up.
It's like Frieren's this bird's hype man or something. Like, yo, it's as tough as a dragon. I bet I saw the dragon. You couldn't capture the dragon. You captured this bird pretty damn easily.
And yeah, and then the redhead. No, so I guess people just have a magic specialization.
Mm.
I guess that happened at some point. When Fern is being attacked by Miss Rock Thrower. She
Earthbender.
Yeah, Miss Earthbender. she's like, oh, you can just do basic attack and defense magic, and that's all you know. Which I mean, I guess that means that is all that in terms of like combative magic, that's all they know.
Right.
Which, that's very interesting. But it's also cool because that means we get to see everyone else's magic. Or their special form of magic. That plan to scare away the stele was like really cool.
Mm-hmm.
That old man Denkin, very very smart. I like him. Very smart, very shrewd.
Mm-hmm.
He knew what their plan was, and he's like, "Well, we'll just take their bird." I'm interested to see how that fight's gonna go.
Yeah. First off, the one chick who's a martial artist and in no way a mage, I'm interested to see how she fights.
Right, she was like, like it's maybe teleportation.
Yeah, man. Maybe she's like one of those. I'm a mage and I just use my magic to like enhance my physical abilities.
Okay, yeah, that could be it as well.
Yeah, I feel like that's cheap. That's a cheap way to be a mage.
We don't know. We don't know.
Yeah.
Well, we'll know next week. But yeah, Fern's party being attacked. By the way, no, I guess Fern's not trying to kill her, so I was gonna say, why is Fern kind of giving a little bit of struggle when she was able to defeat a demon?
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, she doesn't want to like blast a hole through her chest.
Right, yeah, she's not trying to kill her. So I guess without the whole murderous intent thing, yeah, she's a little nerfed. Let's see. But yeah, the fighting animation was good. The very little they had was pretty good. I felt bad for the people who were like, "Oh no, we have to unfreeze the lake." And it's like, even if I didn't know anything about the stele, I would not. The only reason I would do that is so I can have a source of water, and then look somewhere else. I'm not waiting for the bird to come back to a frozen pond. That was very wild. Yeah, I like that the show always has it's not so like slice of life that they're not gonna remind you that in like this world is relatively still very cutthroat.
Exactly.
Now you never strays too far from that because even outside of fighting, like those random characters who just end up getting mauled by those big ass birds. Just to let you know, hey, this is a real test. And I like and Denkin had a point when he was like, yeah, if this kills you, you're not meant to be a first class mage.
Yeah, get wrecked.
Also, why is people should just like, I don't know, sign up to be a second class mage first? Why are we skipping? Why are we skipping grades? Because I can tell you the people that died, it's definitely giving third. It's giving third rank, third class.
Would you rather die trying to be a first class mage, or just live being a second class mage?
Live being a second class mage. I will travel where for what?
Exactly.
No, sorry, no, Bob. Yeah, looking forward to the fight next episode. It's gonna be awesome. All right, and last but not least, we have Kusuriya no Hitori Goto, aka the Apothecary Diaries. Episode 15. So these messy ass eunuchs start gossiping about Momo and the case, and Lacan, as we learn his name, the dude with the monocle or eyeglasses.
I don't know. Was it just one? I guess it's eyeglasses because there's two, right? Or is it one?
I can't remember if he was monocle or just had glasses.
I don't remember.
Yeah, that guy, Lacan. And I love how just right out the gate he's just immediately sneaky.
Mm-hmm.
Like he said, like he literally orchestrated this entire episode.
Yeah, he's giving like big boss energy. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be the final boss of this.
Yeah, absolutely. Gaoshun, Lacan asked Gaoshun to help with the case, which because he knows that Gaoshun is gonna ask Mao Mao if she's so smart,
Mm-hmm.
which he does. And of course, she takes on the case. And I like that they don't even have to spend the whole episode on the issue.
Mm-hmm.
They can wrap it up because they're like, nope, the beer is the bigger issue with in this episode. Like, yes, we found out that I mean, it was a little disappointing that it was that open and shut. Like,
Yeah.
it was a seaweed. Aha.
And it was also like the most obvious person that did it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, the guy who didn't want the investigation and was super defensive about it. Oh, he was wow.
And it's crazy how and that's one thing I like about this episode, or not even episode, this series, is that even though she's clearly smarter than like most of these people, she still has to like placate to the man's ego for several reasons, including the fact that she's like, I don't want to be in the middle of too much shit.
Right.
But also, like for example, like a great example was it when on the ride back after she leaves the victim's house and gets the seaweed, she's like, yes, I wonder if and she just leads him to the truth.
Yeah. Like, I wonder if you can put two and two together.
Right. I wonder if you can see who put in the order for this seaweed and talk to the merchant. Like, and I'm just like, that's crazy that she has to say it in such a roundabout way instead of just telling him to do it. But I'm sure if she just told him to do it, he'd be like, bitch, excuse you?
Bitch, you're the servant. I'll do whatever I want to
do. Exactly. So that's a very good example of like, you know, her always having to tiptoe around men in higher position, men in general, but especially men in higher positions than she. Which is like everyone, like even the eunuchs.
Literally.
Yes, I meant that. Why would I mean that figuratively?
No, I mean literally everyone.
Oh, literally everyone. Oh, I thought you said I meant literally when I said the eunuchs. I was like, what?
No, I pretty much everyone outranks her where she is now.
Yeah. That scene where she's so happy about something, like deep frying the insects or something.
Yeah.
And she acts like cute to Jinshi, and Jinshi just like totally loses his shit. That was funny. I love when they have little scenes like that.
That, and she was trying to eat the seaweed. And
right, they make him throw up. Yeah. And then at the last couple of minutes, Lacan is like, yes, how about you get your maid here to... Oh, by the way, it's like... they wouldn't make it so obvious that when he's telling that little story that it was her. Because they make it... I feel like it would almost be a little disappointing if the courtesan that Lacan was talking about that he fell for was her.
What was Mahou?
Yeah, it was Mahou.
I was thinking it was the other chick that's like creeping around his yard. That this, you know, that was suspicious woman that was talking to Mahou before.
Yeah,
I was thinking because she also seems really smart and like aware of the situation.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm very interested about it. Oh yeah. He actually asks Mamo, or asks them to ask Mamo to decipher a will, which is super out of her wheelhouse. Like at that point, like
she's more like about solving chemistry related things.
Exactly, chemistry and even some biology. but not just a. I don't know. Very interesting. We'll see how she's motivated to do this, or maybe she won't even have a choice because he's a general.
Yeah, he's like a main strategist. He's like, you'll do this because I told you to do this. All right.
Right. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. That being said, that is the end of our weekly reviews, as well as the end of our podcast. So Oni, if you'd be so kind and take it away.
Guys, if you enjoyed this week's episode of the Waifu Wars podcast, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to catch every episode as they go up every week. If you haven't already, do follow us over on Twitter, follow us on Twitch, and join the party on our Discord. All linked in the description down below. If you'd like, you can even become a channel member or patron and join us for our weekly live watches. This season, we are watching Sousou no Frieren and Solo Leveling. So if you would like to join us for that, you know what to do. And Drew, do you have anything you'd like to add?
Stay warm, y'all. It's cold as a motherfucker.
Yes, I am literally wearing like 2 layers right now, which I never do.
I know.
Recording in a sweater.
This is unfound to me. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's like it's cold. I'm a sweater.
It is. Yeah, I guess like you, it's a little leak. the air is definitely a little leaky, huh?
And the heater's not working. So I'm like, oh. All right. Well, any final words? Oh, you gave
that was
words.
it.
On that note, stay. Yeah, no more words from you. On that note, stay warm, everyone, and we'll talk to y'all later. Till next time, this has been Silveroni and
Droovy Doo.
We'll catch you later. Later.
Bye.